Hello and welcome to Conspiracy Boulder.
You're not a boulder, you're a rock!
Welcome to Conspiracy Boulder News. In the wake of yet another mass shooting, we are wondering why anyone would make the decision to be unarmed, anywhere, in these United States. All we know for sure is that there is a very real war against average, usually unarmed, people in the US. First, have you noticed that the old-fashioned controlled media is leaving out main details in reporting crimes? From the contents of manifestos, to the ethnic backgrounds, to the citizenship status of the predators, the old-fashioned media, instead, seems to fixate on the stupidest details, and irrelevant motives. Honestly, do you care why someone has decided to attack you? Does it make any real difference to you? Will you react differently, as someone tries to murder you, if you know that they are diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, or that they grew up poor, or that no one would date them? Think about it. How is any of that relevant? Do you care if their gun is legal or stolen? This murderous violent nut is moments away from killing you. The only thing that you care about is the ability to defend yourself, and maybe defend the other people around you, that the nut might try and kill. Bottom line, the attack needs to be stopped. Why it is happening, is meaningless in the moment. And while we're at it, make no mistake about it, these domestic terrorists aren't walking into places where everyone is armed. Nope. These domestic terrorists are going boldly into those areas that they are convinced are gun-free, affording them the upper hand. Again, who cares what the predators are thinking? Who cares what motivates them? The old-fashioned controlled media spends so much time analyzing motives, as if that will somehow help. It will not. The victims have been victimized. Why a nut did something crazy, is no longer relevant. Let's leave that analysis to the psychiatrists and mental health professionals. Instead, let's focus on what we can all do to better protect ourselves, our loved ones, and other innocent bystanders. For instance, as many of our viewers have noted, had armed citizens been present at any of the shooting sprees, the outcomes would surely have been different. And, for the record again, no manner of gun control legislation would have kept these lunatics from getting weapons. Here is Mohammed Youssef Abdulaziz. In 2015, he shot 5 people dead at the Chattanooga, Tennessee Navy recruiting building and a Marine Reserve Center shooting. Do you care what motivated this scumbag? Had an armed citizen been there, might things have turned out differently? Think about it. At the Washington, D.C. Navy Yard shooting in 2013, Aaron Alexis murdered 12 people and injured 3 more. Do you care what motivated this scumbag? Had an armed citizen been there, might things have turned out differently? Think about it. In 2014, Washington State Marysville school shooter Jalen Freeberg shot 5 students, killing 4 of them. Do you care what motivated this scumbag? Had an armed citizen been there, might things have turned out differently? Think about it. In 2012, one Elgar shot 10 people and killed 7 at a Christian university in Oakland, California. Do you care what motivated this scumbag? Had an armed citizen been there, might things have turned out differently? Think about it. In 2015, an immigrant from England, Christopher Harper Mercer, targeted Christian students and murdered 9 people. The complete contents of a package that he handed over to someone to give to authorities, that he claimed would explain everything, has never been released. But do you really care what motivated this scumbag? And had an armed citizen been there, might things have turned out differently? Think about it. The war and violence against unarmed citizens is heating up, and the focus should be on each and every one of us to protect ourselves and our loved ones. As Detroit Police Chief James Craig, an advocate of legally armed citizens, recently said, quote, "No question in my mind that the dramatic drop in crime in Detroit is due to our armed law-abiding citizens." End quote. The turnaround in Detroit, and the drop in crime, has been epic. Check it out. So if it works in Detroit, why not elsewhere? Think about it. Conspiracy Boulder News will return after this break.